Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena and back to a pretty special video today. Today is Midnight Hunt release day for me and this channel at least. It came out yesterday, but the client, as most of you are probably aware at this point if you've been playing Arena at all, is always so buggy that it's not worth playing on day one. So this is the real day one, the actual day two, and we're going to be playing some sealed Midnight Hunt. Now, I've already played a single run of Midnight Hunt, and as my dailies can suggest, didn't do very well. So you're not going to see that footage. It's on fire and in the trash right now. But we're going to go in for another one, and hopefully this one will be slightly better. 2,000 gems gets you 6 14-card packs, and then if you go 0 and 3 or 1 and 3 like I did, then you get 3 packs and a couple of gems. The packs alone are equal to your 2,000 gems, so... well, actually, sorry, the packs plus the 200 gems are worth your 2,000 gems. So even if you go 0 and 3, as long as you don't care about the wildcards and the wildcard track and the... Vault progress, although the Vault progress, actually, never mind, I'll shut up about the Vault progress. As long as you don't care about the excess wildcards, then you're basically netting full value from these, so it's nice to do them as soon as possible before you've opened up any packs, which is what I'm going to be doing. I've got absolutely nothing to lose here, because those wild cards would just be spent on the cards that I'm going to be opening in these sealed drafts anyway. And then once I've got to 100 packs, that's when I open it up and it fills out the rest, and then the wild cards that I get from those packs will go to completing the rest of the set. That's the plan, at least. So let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. 2,000 gems in. Hopefully we get a better pool than I did last time. My last one was, frankly, quite embarrassing. This one... okay. Some of these are, like, individually good cards, but... I don't know if they're, like... it looks like I hope to have Gruul with the Augur and the Diastrain, Rampage and the Light of the Night. That's what I'm hoping my uncommons and common pool lead me towards. But yeah, not a particularly exciting set of rares and mythics there. Nothing that would just on its own win me the game. So let's have a look at like my Gruul pool. Do I have any good cards? It's hard to say. Let me have a look at my multicolored pool. So we got one of like every random color. We do have Iteration and a Skrillex. So there's an Is It pile here for Is It spells. What's my colorless look like? I've got 1 Involving Wilds, a Silver Bolt, 3 damage to a creature. If it's a werewolf, destroy it. That seems pretty good. It was like a Spring Trap in AFR draft that was pretty similar that you could play. So I can imagine myself playing that, and I'm definitely playing the Evolving Wilds, no matter what color we go into. As far as options are concerned, though, yeah, it seems kind of bad. 5 mana, 3/3 flash could be better. I think I'm going to rule blue out completely. It doesn't even look remotely good, to be honest. So, yeah, no blue. Let's do that. White has Candle Trap. That's a pretty good one. We've got a Tapper here. Flare of Faith's only good if you've got lots of humans. Unruly Mob if we've got lots of death triggers, which I imagine we're going to need a little bit of the black side of the deck for. I mean, this seems pretty good if I can get a good black deck going. Creature without flying, just a bit of destruction there. That's kind of nice. We don't have the 2 mana kill any creature for 2 life card, which is unfortunate. This one's a pretty good one, though. When it dies, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Solid removal there. Each opponent loses 1 life. What's this thing here? 6 mana, 6/6, mills 3. Whenever a creature dies or a creature is put into a graveyard from a library, each opponent loses 1 life. Do have a ramp card here and the Augur of Autumn, so maybe I could do like a green-black ramp deck, maybe? My green pile is kinda small. That's my concern with it, to be honest. Draw a card if you've got 3 or more different powers after you pump. That seems likely to occur. Alright, so. Mask of Grizzlebrand coming in. Occultist coming in. Olivia's Midnight Ambush coming in. We didn't get an Olivia card, did we? Maybe we'll probably get them in Crimson Vow, I guess, because that's a vampire-focused one. If an opponent lost life, drain 2. It's a 3-2. It could be better, could be worse. Defenestrate, you're in. More Corrupt Behemoth, you're in. Dreadhounds, you're in. Pay 1 life, discard a card, draw a card, mill a card. Then a ritual counter gets put on it. Then if it has 3 or more ritual counters, remove it, and I get a 4/4 flyer that can grow. Deal. 2 mana 2/2. Might be fine. Exile a creature or a planeswalker at the cost of one of my own creatures. We'll see what my pile looks like soon enough. That's a 1 mana 1/1 that can become 3/3 every turn. I don't mind that. Enters the battlefield, attach it to a creature control. 4 to equip, and it's a +2/+1. That seems kind of bad. Might of the Old Ways. Yeah, we like that card. Yeah, could be worse. Definitely want the Augur in here. Deals damage equal to its power. We want a little bit of ramp in here because we got some big boys. You're a big boy. I don't know if we've got enough for... It's a 4 mana 4/4 with flashback. I'll take it. This adds mana. I'll take it. A regrowth? Maybe. Maybe, baby. Flash Reach. I'm already looking at making cuts. Certainly aren't cutting a land either because I've got so many 5-drops. This is just a 2 mana 2/2. I guess this can be a removal spell. It could also be one of my biggest cards, so we'll take it. And yeah, that's what our pile's looking like. I mean, this goes from 3 to 5, so it kind of gets us exactly where we want to go. If we ever find it, we get Dreadhound mana. So on 3, you play, you got your 4th land. You play your land, you got your 5th land. We're ready to go with our big uns. I might want to trim down my big uns somewhat, though. Like, this is just a 6 mana 6/6 vanilla, really. So I'll cut one of those down. I just like the idea of flying and lifelink on this brawler. That seems wonderful. And then when it dies as well, you can pay X life where X is its power, which hopefully you've already gained, and then you get to draw that many cards, so that should probably win us the game. Augur allows us to look at the top card of our library at any time, playing lands off the top, so a virtual card draw. And then if we got 3 or more creatures with different powers, I can cast creature spells from the top, which should be okay. We got 4s, we got 6s, we got 7s, we got 2s, we got 3s, we got 1s. Lots of 1s, actually. So Coven should be easy enough to do. Coven's like a green-white deck, I believe. Isabel failed, draw a card. That doesn't seem terrible. But I will not be running it. Is this a 41 card special? Or do I want to just, like, cut another Dreadhound? How many cards have I got? Creatures, sorry, 13. Plus this is 14. Yeah, so a little light on creatures. Got a fair bit of recursion, though. When does Coven get triggered? Just in general? I guess Coven's triggered when it needs to trigger, right? So in this case, this is just in general. We get to look at a top card, and if we've got 3 different powers, then we get to do a thing. This is after the card is resolved. I don't know what the cut is. Usually when I don't know what the cut is, we go for a 41 card special. I really kind of want to get rid of, like, one of my top end cards, but I'm also afraid if I do that, I will not have enough top end. It's hard to say. I think I'm just going to go for a 41 card special. Maybe you guys agree, maybe you disagree. Either way, let me know down in the comment section below, and without further ado, let's continue. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below, or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Okay, opponent goes first. We've got almost exclusively the entirety of our top end, so we're going to probably mull this hand and pretend we never saw it and beg the magic gods to give us a good hand, because after my last run, I really can't be doing with that. Yeah, 5 and 6 drops. I mean, the Defenestrate's okay, but that's like the only redeeming quality of this hand. You've got the Augur on 3. Missing black mana. Get rid of, like, Siege Zombie. And go with the Heirloom Mirror. That's kind of a thing that allows us to find our black mana, or additional lands, I guess. Any land is fine, though, with the Augur of Autumn. As long as it's not Evolving Wilds on 3. I'm just immediately catching the RNGs as gods. As they like to play tricks on you and give you exactly what you want in a monkey paw kind of way. Yeah, well, they heard me, and now they've given me a 6-drop instead. So we're in trouble if we don't draw a land next turn. Maybe we can buy ourselves some time. Our opponent's on 3 colours. So that could bode well for us. They've got themselves a tapper. It's pretty good for my big creatures. They've got themselves a little bit of aggression. I really wish I could have a little bit of that. You piece. Alright, pass the turn. I mean, maybe we could have kept the first hand because it had the Defenestrate. Could get rid of this Catilda at that point, right? Protection from werewolves. And 1 mana of any of this creature's colours. So we've got 5 mana remaining. Yeah, I mean, this is just going to be a non-game by the looks of it. So, pumps up the team, hits me for 2. Yes! Got a land. Alright. That means, for me, that I would like to probably go with an Augur of Autumn because it's a 2/3. And that blocks things. Doesn't block many things, but it blocks things. And then maybe I can make land drops off the top on the following turn, and I can Defenestrate. I mean, they've got the Trapper, so, I mean, that costs them 2 mana to do, I think. I don't want to highlight it just to let them know it's there, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. 3/3 Lifelinker, incoming. I don't have high hopes for us here. But it could be worse. Okay, yep, sure. So this is 2 mana to activate, and it can become a 4/4, so we're not blocking it. Really wish this was a Corsair or a crew fix right about now, so I could start gaining life, but it ain't. Oh my god. What 1 land. The difference it makes. So, target creature you control gets +1/+1, so I could make a 3/4 that could block the Cathar. And then it deals damage equal to its power to a creature I don't control, so I could hit the Clarion Cathars And then am I just dead to everything else? This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, I'm just dead to everything else if I hit that line. But I'm just dead to the Gavany Trapper anyway, right? Looks that way. Yeah, I mean so. This makes me pay life. It's my only line I can take. Alright, so this was a non-game. Not a great start, but it's basically the same start as my last draft. Ooh. Okay. What do you actually do? Oh, you put a counter on each creature you control? Yeah, okay, so I'm dead. Okay, opponent goes first. Fantastic. I'm gonna keep this. It's got a turn 1 play, and I can get my black mana with the Path to the Festival, so... yeah, this is fine. Opponent bought the draft bundle, so they like draft, which is not a good sign for me because I only appreciate draft. I'm usually quite bad at it. Our opponent is probably better than me. Alright, so we have a Snarling Wolf. It attacks for 3 next turn because I'm probably not doing anything else that's worth doing. This Might of the Old Ways can just make it attack for 3, so... it is not attacking for 3 this turn. Okay. Perhaps I can trick my opponent. I cannot. Alright, well, we are going to have to hit that with a Defenestrate as soon as possible, which is going to be turn 4, unless I draw a Swamp next turn. Because that card is real good. It's constructed playable, so it's probably limited playable. Cast an instant or sorcery, and then if you've got 7 or more Smoldering counters on it, and you get Smoldering counters equal to the mana cost of those instants, then you get yourself a big old 4/4 that deals a lot of damage to any target as well. It's absurd. Festival Crasher, yeah, that's a good card as well. If you cast an instant or sorcery, it becomes a 3/3. Oh, thank Christ. So I'm going to go with a Defenestrate. I'm actually unsure now, because the Festival Crasher can become a 3/3, which is immediately a problem. The Smoldering Egg has to gain 7 counters before it's actually a problem, but it is road blocking me as well, which is not irrelevant. They can have a burn spell with the Snarling Wolf. It's the new shock that scries. So that would be annoying. Let's see what they do. Just gonna block. Just check him. Alright. Yeah, I think I'll start by defenestrating the Festival Crasher. That's the thing that could deal immediate damage to me. I imagine I can get a clear shot on the Smoldering Egg at some point, if I draw a good card. I know that doesn't sound like me, but I promise it is. Oh my god. Is that any target? That much damage? Alright, so whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you can put a charge counter on it, and then 2 and tap to do 2 damage. Oh, to do A damage, I guess. We got a Silver Bolt. I believe we got... yeah, we've got the Outland Liberator that can get rid of artifacts. So, it could be worse. I think I'm just going to go Path for the Festival here, grab a Swamp, play this Silver Bolt. That sets me up to prevent them from blocking with Smoldering Egg. Unless they have an instant or sorcery here and 2 mana remaining afterwards. In which case, I'm in a bit of a spooky position. Could do a bit of thinning next turn maybe as well. Get up to 6 mana. And then we're at the top of our curve. It's going better than last game. Last game didn't go, to say the least. Okay, so I'm going to swing in, and if they block, the silver bolt kills the smoldering egg. They don't block, which means I'm going to go pump. I've got the Might of the Old Ways to pump in response to anything else, and then I can defenestrate the smoldering egg, so I can do this forever. And Dryad can get any card back from my graveyard, so next turn, if I get 6 mana, I can go Revival into Defenestrate. So, let's get rid of your egg. Sweet. There is an unsummon in this format. They could have had that, maybe. Looks like they didn't, though. They can just pay 2 to exile the top card of the library and play it. They might want to be doing that. Organ Hoarder looks at the top 3. 1 into the hand, rest in the graveyard. Okay. So I can do Clear Shot to get through that. Keep the pressure going. I really need my Tireless Haulers and things like that, though. Okay, so we got a Forest. So the mana-efficient play is to play Forest, Revival, and Defenestrate the Hoarder. Then up, we know they're running Cover Up. Something to play around. If I did that, I'm only hitting my opponent for 1. If I went with the Silver Bolt, which is the card they know about, then I could do a little bit more with my turn. I think that's worth doing. Let's push that through. Swing for 1, pump, save the cards in our hand. This Might of the Old Ways isn't looking that great with only a single creature in play. So this one I can hit with a Clear Shot. I can go pump, make it a 3/3, then +1 to hit the Skrillex. It's not a fight, so even if they could pump, it's not going to do much. Hit you for 4. Still saving the Might, because there's a world where I actually get 3 creatures in play, and the Snarling Wolf is like... 1 power is one of the harder powers for us to get. When are they going to use their Reservoir for what it's intended? Ooh, Elementalist. What's that going to grab? A Devious Cover-Up. Without a land, they can't use it this turn. So I think that probably means... Hello. That probably means I go with the Dryad's Revival, Defenestrate. 2, 3... Let's swing first. Let's see if I can just take the Elementalist through combat. I'd be okay with that. Yeah, they're not going to take it. So if I took this, I would have 5 mana. Yeah, I'm just going to hit them for 1. Maybe I shouldn't care too much about the Elementalist, since I can push through it. In fact, I'll go with the Augur of Autumn so that I can reduce the odds of hitting lands with my draws. This doesn't add mana, does it? No. Dissipate, though. That's spooky. That means they have an activation to kill the Snarling Wolf. And now they have Devious Cover-Up as well, which exiles, right? Yeah. So Dryad's Revival's only a 1 of usage here. Could be turning the corner, honestly. You got to be careful when they use their reservoir, though. Because if it's right now, then I just do this. Okay. Reading the card, I do hear on occasion explains the card. Alright, well, let's see what you want to do. I'm probably just going to go Path to the Festival. Because it allows me to hit them for 3. And honestly, Devious Cover-Up, all you like on that one. Grab another black source, so we've evened out our mana. Whether that's a good thing or not is unknown to me. Yeah, I do need to get that cover-up out of their hand somehow. Not sure how I'm going to do it. Perhaps through a combat trick. If I pump the Snarling Wolf to a 3-3, they might be inclined to double block. Ooh. Immolation. That would have been good. Does this only allow you to take? It's daybound now. Yeah, I've got a 7/6 Menace here. Novice Occultist. When it dies, draw and lose 1. There's additional cost to cast a spell, sack a creature or pay 1. So I could just sack the Occultist. The Occultist, though, does help me get the Might of the Old Ways Coven going, which is not irrelevant. Because I can have a 7/6, I can have a 1/2, and then a 3/3. So I'm just going to pay the 2. And pass 7/6 Menace. Should get me at least a 2 for 1. Dreadhound. Mills 3. Whenever a creature dies or a creature card is put into a graveyard from a library, opponent loses 1 life. So if I milled a creature with this, when it enters, they lose some life. Let's go Occultist. Let's pump Snarling Wolf. So I'm basically playing straight into Devious Cover-Up. But I need it out of their hand. So how do my attacks look if I got in with the Behemoth? I think they all look pretty good. Yeah, there's no block where I don't take multiple creatures. This attack here, though, would be mighty spooky. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to do Might of the Old Ways on the Behemoth. They're going to have to go with the Devious Cover-Up because it's too much value otherwise. Which then opens up Dryad's Revival as a 2-of usage. So Might of the Old Ways, Devious Cover-Up. Or a card out of their hand, I guess. Could be all sorts. This still leaves us with 2 mana as well to protect from the Reservoir on the Snarling Wolf. Yeah, I mean, they're eyeing up the graveyard, so Devious Cover-Up, shuffling cards in, makes sense. There he goes. Just putting all the creatures back in by the looks of it, and then a Dissipate as well. So 2 for 1 our opponent. This basically taxes my mana by 2 as long as I have to care about the Snarling Wolf, which I think with our opponent being on 6, I care about it all the time. There's a 2/5. Which I can defenestrate with the Dryad's Revival now. Shot them having a dissipate. Okay. Land's not bad. Silver Bolt, are you... You are a werewolf on this side, so if I got Silver Bolt, that's a 4-mana removal spell that just destroys, but I don't know why I would really bother doing that anyway. I could make Snarling Wolf a 4/4, but that doesn't push through the Ruffian and gets confusing with the Reservoir. Got the Behemoth that I could just play out. Yeah, maybe that's the call. Let's go with the Behemoth, sack the Occultist. Or maybe sack the Snarling Wolf, I don't know. Like a Dreadhound. Now it's down. I could potentially get some damage in here. I did get a Shadow Beast sighting. That's pretty cool. Got an Elementalist. Honestly, creatures on board for them is always a good thing. Now they've got a Devious Cover-Up ready to go, but they don't have the mana for it. And I do get to go in with a Dreadhound here. Yeah, 3 mana, no double blue. Another Behemoth. So, I can defenestrate to kill the 2/5. I think that's the plan. So the 2/5 dies. They lose a life. And we swing. We swing. I think we swing with everything, right? Whenever a creature dies or a creature card is put into a graveyard, this is a must block, so they have to block here. Then if they block any of my other creatures, they take damage as well. I think this is just a beating enough. Going to 4, down to 2. Got a swamp. It needed really to be a forest to keep the Snarling Wolf alive, but the Snarling Wolf actually deals our opponent 1 damage if they kill it because of the Dreadhound. They got their Smoldering Egg back. And yeah, they take damage if they block. And they die if they don't. I don't have to play into the cover-up to make that happen, really. Siege Zombie. 3 untapped creatures, each opponent loses 1 life. That seems pretty good. So, get in with you. It's a force block either way. The 3/3 is not going to matter because they block here. So it's just a waste of mana, really. Must block. Exile the top card. They got a Skrillex. Pretty sure they're restricted by sorcery speed on that one. Actually got the 0/4 to block. That's interesting. As additional cost to cast a spell, sack a creature. Goodbye, opponent. Death on the stack. Gain 1 life now or die. And then I just do it again with the Dreadhound, right? Because I think this also counts itself whenever a creature dies. Yeah. Devious Cover-Up. Yep, that doesn't matter. It's the trigger that you got to counter. Boop. Alright, pretty good. Whew. The deck did its thing. It survived long enough to get our big boys out, and our big boys did the rest. We had to play through counter magic, which is not a thing I thought I'd be doing in this format, but I guess it kind of makes sense for the Izzet deck to be doing that. So yeah, we are 1-1. I think we need to get to, like... it's 6 wins to make it completely free. But I'm happy with 4 or 5 if we can get there. I don't know if we can. I don't think that we can. I don't know. It's a little bit early on in my drafting kind of skill experience, you know, kind of thing, where I don't imagine I'm going to get very many good wins early on, but who knows. I guess everyone else is kind of bad as well, so it evens out. But either way, let's go on to the next game. Alrighty, we're in, and on the draw with only 7 drops, because they cost extra mana without creatures to sacrifice. Pump spell, removal spell otherwise. We'll take a mull on that. This looks much better. We've got a 1-drop, we've got a removal spell, 2 other removal spells. I don't know what we actually get rid of here. Probably like a Defenestrate. So you can play the Silver Bolt and invest into it later, so it's basically just a 3 damage burn spell later down the line, but kills werewolves. Seems good to me. I definitely want to keep the Path to the Festival, though, because we have a very high curve on our deck, so... making sure that we actually hit at least our land drops through ramp or naturally playing them seems very important. To get the Rejuvenator, this also allows us to ramp a little bit, gains us a little bit of life, and actually has a decent booty on it. There's an Occultist. Alright, so this is kind of like... I would say worst case scenario, because this thing dies and redraws. I don't really care to let them do that, especially not in the early game when I might be fixing their land drops. So I'm just going to pass instead of investing my mana into helping them. Well, they had their land drop anyway. And Path to the Festival. They're doing the same as us, but can we get our land drop? If we can't get ours, then it's not very fair, is it? It's totally not fair. Alright. Well, let's just play the Liberator. If we continue doing nothing, at least that thing gets into 3/3 territory, right? And then it can destroy artifacts and enchantments when it attacks. It's a mini Kogla. But yeah, obviously... 2 lands, getting mana screwed is not really where we want to be. With no aggression, no signs of getting out of it. And our next turn basically being consumed by Path to the Festival. So they've got their own, they can flash it back if they really want to. It's like they might have... a clear shot or something like that. Fight spell. Might be considering doing that. It pumps it up and then allows it to attack through the Snarling Wolf. Which it could do anyway, to be fair. Maybe our opponent will just time out. Ugh. Oh dear. That has Ward 1. So I can't hit it now, because I can't pay for it. It's whenever an ability as well, right? Yeah, so Silver Bolt's ability costs 4 to hit that Burly Breaker. So I'm going to have to go with Path to the Festival instead, and grab a Swamp. And that will be my turn. It's got Ward 3 and it becomes an 8/7 if they do nothing. That is absurd. Yeah, I'm going to have to take 6. If I were them, I'd do nothing. Oh no, that's like the best common in the format. So that eats my path to the festival. Oh, maybe not. Right, well I have to kill Burly Breaker. I don't think there's like even a question. This is a werewolf, so this thing just destroys it, right? If a werewolf is dealt damage this way, destroy it. So 3 to do that, plus the 1. Absolutely, I'm sure. Yeah, to me, I wouldn't have gone the line they went. Now it's Nightbound, so any other werewolves they want to play are going to get a little bit of value there. So, future Burly Breakers. This card seems like actually busted. 5 mana, 8/7 with Ward 3. In the late game as well, it's like extremely difficult to get back to Daybound, and even if you do, then there's probably like a turn or two where they hit a land and they're back to Nightbound again. Otherwise, it's a overstatted 5 mana 6/5 with Ward 1. That is kind of crazy. It's not constructed playable by any means, of course, but... Okay, so they got Decayed, so they're going anyway. But taking the damage isn't really on my bucket list, so I'm going to block it anyway. There is a Destroyer thing that took damage this turn card. Maybe they've got that. I don't really have a choice in the matter about blocking, though, I don't think, when I'm at 9. Yep. Ooh! They put it back into killable range. Thank you, opponent, for putting it back into killable range. I have to. It's my pleasure. I'm still going to die, though. This can't block. When it dies, return to the battlefield transformed. Does a lot. Yeah, I think this game's completely over. I don't see a world where we win this one. We fell behind on mana in the early game. Doesn't matter a great deal, but the card quality that they had as well is just too much for us. We can only block 3 here. I mean, I guess I'm doing this. I don't want to, but... My Liberator now has to die, probably. Ah. Big boy. Oh, actually, hang on. Oh, it dies to get rid of it. I guess I could do this. Sack a creature. By Liberator. Now I've got a 7/6. I keep the werewolves from flipping. At least temporarily. And I'm dead. Alright, fair enough. Well, that's 1 and 2. Let's go on to the next one. It could be our last game. It could be a very short sealed draft. I'm sure y'all will know anyway by the timestamps how terribly this draft went. But, yeah, on to the next one, I suppose. Alright. Opponent goes first. Have we ever gone first? Asking for a friend. I'm keeping this. We can actually cast our spells, which is unlike the rest of our draft experience so far. Who do we lead with, though? I don't know. There's a naturalist. It is Daybound. Alright, we will grab a forest. Just hope that we draw more lands. I don't want to be stuck on 3. I mean, this is a 3/3 if our opponent does nothing. So, mine becoming a 3/3 if our opponent chooses to do nothing evens the playing field a little bit. Yeah, not drawing a land is going to make me cry, because that's just going to be wasted money. Got an answer to it? Could have always gone with a cultist, I suppose, but that just means that our opponent has an easy attack. Whereas at least I'm challenging them to trade off here, and that's perfectly fine by me. Not ideal if they've got a combat trick, but what can you do? Just got rid of a werewolf lord in a format full of werewolves. I will take it. +1/+0 and first right. Where are my lands? I actually didn't cut one. I'm wishing I had at this point. At least when I cut one, I know that being mana screwed is my fault. Put this on Jund. Alright, well, I have to block. Yep. Draw or lose one. It's not a land. It's a 5-drop. And a land, but I needed it really to be green, ideally. So here, if an opponent lost life, they drain. It's otherwise a bad blocker. I'm just going to have to go with Path to the Festival then. Get green mana. Maybe we can get a 4/5 with Vigilance down. It can become a 6/6 with Vigilance. That would be kind of nice, right? Take a huge beating. And can't really tell me you've got nothing to do here, right? Target creature can't block. Annoying. Have to play something. It's probably just gotta have to be the Tireless Hauler here. There's a 6/6 actually, because he's Nightbound. This thing getting +1/+0 and first right though is very annoying. Creatures you control get +2/+0 as well. So yeah, they can activate this as many times as they like, really. So I'm just gonna hold back from blocking here. Taking 6. Down to 9. I'm gonna need blockers for days. How do I even ever block this thing? That's my impression so far with, like, this format is it's just full of things that I can't really profitably block ever. I don't know what this format wants from me, to be honest. Because you make big boys, but your big boys aren't big enough to block the other big boys. If you make little boys, you get absolutely stomped by... Oh, come on, really? At least we got rid of it, I suppose. Could be worse. Shouldn't have played my land, because I could have gone with the Augur of Autumn. Could have hit a land off the top that way. But I'm going to play the Augur anyway. Now, there wasn't a land on top, so no punishment here. Did get a clear shot. That should be quite good. And we've made it day-bound as well, so any of their werewolves aren't going to be absurdly good. I'm kind of surprised they even traded off, to be honest. I didn't really consider my creature better than theirs. So I've got a 2/3, a 3/2. I can make a 4/4 with the Sighting, which means that the Augur of Autumn will allow me to play creatures off the top. Assuming, choose up to 2 target creatures. An opponent chooses one of them, return that card to your hand, the other to the battlefield. Alright, so the expensive one's going to your hand. That makes a lot of sense, why they would throw away their very powerful creature so easily. It's because they've got a very powerful card. We do have a clear shot. Maybe we can get into a position where that's good. So they're using this mana to then... Wait, why would they do this? I'm confused. We know their entire hand. I don't get it. Oh, is this, Oh, right. The one attacking gets exiled. Sure. Fair enough. Got a silver bolt on top. That actually is really good against the Eviscerator. I'm very happy about that. What are we doing here? This thing doesn't have haste, right? It's just a... It'll just be a 3/4. So I can clear shot it with the Arrogant Outlaw. So let's play the Rejuvenator, gain a little bit of life back. And yeah, just gonna... I should have gone with my Augur of Autumn, maybe. I would have had to use my clear shot, but we have a silver bolt. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. The annoying thing is, this thing has flashback. And I don't have any graveyard hate. Not gonna get in with the Snarling Wolf. So what's their unknown? I don't know, but I think this is the line. We take the Silver Bolt, that allows us to then kill it when the Wake the Slaughter thing comes back around again. We make better life choices on combat here. There is a Mask of Grizzlebrand. I really want to draw that. So Silver Bolt. So I will not be going with Path to the Festival. That seems like a bad idea. I can go Shadow Beast Sighting, that enables Coven. Then I think we pass the turn because they can activate the Snarling Wolf, which trades in a way that I don't appreciate. I want to keep my 3 mana open for Silver Bolt. So far, so pretty good. I think Mask of Grizzlebrand on this Behemoth is going to be pretty backbreaking. You can play the Behemoth first into the Mask of Grizzlebrand. Oh. Meat Hook Massacre. -5, -5. I'm taking 2, they're gaining 4. I shall float some mana. Just in case it's relevant. I don't imagine it is. So we're going to 10, they're going to like 24, yeah. It was not relevant. So we're going to play the Morkrut Behemoth and then get this equipped next turn for 6. Gives flying and lifelink. We draw 7 if they ever want to try and kill it. Defenestrate. Yeah, I think this should kind of seal the deal. I mean, they could definitely have other cards, of course, that win them the game. Hungry for more. Bramble Armor, attach the Hungry for more. This is a 5/2 lifelinker, sure. Attacks. Is their last card a Pump and Fight? Nope. We lose some life. It's daytime again, which is great for us. We're going to get him for 7. I'm going to go with Path to the Festival, because I can keep open Silver Bolt. Let's grab another Swamp. Part of me wonders whether or not I should just have a single other basic so that I can get that Scry there, but considering how, like, mana screwed and color screwed I've been over this draft, I'm pretty sure it's not worth it. So I'm kind of hoping for a potential 3-turn clock here. Seems doable, based on how our opponent's playing this out. Unnatural Moonrise. It becomes night. Until end of turn, target creature gets +1/+0 and trample, and then they get to draw a card. Do I care? Yes, I care. It's dead now. No card draw for you. Snarling Wolf. Okay. This leaves me with 3 mana. Deal. Give me that 4/4. And then we defenestrate anything we don't like. You, sir, are about to get pushed out of a window. Goodbye. Alright. And victory! Alright, Mask of Grizzlebrand seems very good. The fact that it doesn't pump is kind of sad, but, yeah, it's pretty good. I kind of wish that it would just be Grizzlebrand on a piece of equipment. So just give, make whatever creature it's equipped be a 7/7 that can do his activated ability. I guess that's maybe broken for standard. I don't know. You just make his equip cost really, really absurd. 3 to play it and then 7 to equip it or something silly like that. I don't know. It worked for us here though, so no complaints. What are we now? I can't remember. We have a record. I know that. It's not terrible, I don't believe. Oh no, it's kind of bad. It's 2-2. It's pretty bad. I'll be happy if I get to 3. I'll be ecstatic if I get to 4, honestly, with the way that this draft's been going. So yeah, let's see how we can do. Let's go. Okay, on the draw, as usual, should expect no less. We have all of our colours of mana, an early game blocker, and a little bit of looting here. We're going to keep this. That's a future 4/4. And we drew in a Defenestrate, so that's not bad. Alright. Hold the Evolving Wilds until the end of their turn, so they don't know what kind of deck we're going to be playing. Honestly, 1 game away from losing the entire Seal draft. I need to take any advantage I can. It's a 2-mana 2/2, sure. We can play the Occultist, which blocks the Awakener. That's kind of like... okay. Hey, more lands. Alright. There is hope for this game. Because we can get to the Rejuvenator mana now, which can put us on 5 mana, which can hit quite a fair few of our cards. So, when the Occultist dies, we lose 1 life and draw a card, so our opponent can only really get in with the Siege Zombie. I think I'm okay with taking the 2 here for now. If it means that I get rid of the Awakener's aggression. We're going to go with the Heirloom Mirror. I think. Yeah. Could hold up and Defenestrate so I can hit a 4-drop. Certainly an option. I can only do this at a sorcery speed. That's sad. Alright, let's get rid of Might of the Old Ways, perhaps? That seems reasonable. 3 or more ritual counters, so it's going to cost me 3 life to get this 4/4 out. Silver Ball ain't bad. We milled over a Dryad's Revival, so we basically drew a card. We're gaining some life back with the Dawn Heart as well, who will also be able to block the Siege Zombie sooner rather than later. So that's also not terrible. Festival Crasher. That's a bit of a spooky one. I'm looking forward to getting this Tireless Hauler out. So I'm in no rush to get the Heirloom Mirror flipped, so let's go with the Rejuvenate, get a 2-4 in play. If they attack him with a Festival Crasher, it probably means that they've got a Pump Spell, and if they do, I'm putting the Occultist in front of it. Because then their card gets used up, and I get to draw a card. Foul play. Rip. We get straight into the Tireless Hauler anyway, though. Which I think I am going to be doing. So let's just block here, keep ourselves alive. I think we win the late game. Considering we have, like, the Grizzlebrand tech. We don't have it right now, of course, but you get my point. Alright, Tireless Hauler. That's a 4-5 with Vigilance. Should be reasonably difficult for them to kill. We've already used... Oh no, this one wouldn't hit. Have a clue, though. Yeah, they need a proper kill spell, like Defenestrate. And I have Dryad's Revival to get it back in the late game. Sack another creature, draw a card, then transform. Oh, I hate this. What's all this? What was all that? So there is a +3/+1 pump spell in the format. In red. There is a, if a creature was dealt damage, do a thing card. There is a shock. I think I feel most comfortable blocking the Awakener at this stage. I don't really feel comfortable blocking any of them, if I'm being completely honest, but... This one at least means that they've got to sack another creature. Yep. So now it's a 4-4. It dies to Defenestrate. And they did have the Stolen Identity card I was thinking of. Augur of Autumn. I can play that. Any land off the top? No, we got the Midnight Ambush, though. So I'm going to Defenestrate the Awoken Demon. Because I can't hit it with the Silver Bolt. Midnight Ambush isn't going to be ready to cast either, because I've just casted Augur of Autumn. At least the Festival Crasher has to be enabled. That's my only way of looking at that as a good sign. Nightbolt. Taking 3, down to 6. Nope. Taking 5 down to 4. And a Siege Zombie. So I can clear the board here. Get rid of the Festival Crasher. I think I just ambushed the zombie. I don't think it's worth the risk of anything, really. There's no good thing that comes out of that, I don't believe. Does Nightbolt hit face? 3 damage to any target. It absolutely does. I cannot afford to go to 3 just yet. So I'm going to play the Snarling Wolf. I make it go to day if I play another card. Which doesn't bode well for my big old 6/6. But I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid that anyway. Let's go Siege Zombie. Comes day. I want to get the most things on board where I can take my time to, you know, make this bigger, draw a card, mill a card. So the discard is part of the cost as well. I'm going to go Dryad's Revival. I was saving this on the off chance I needed a Defenestrate, but our opponent's kind of not done anything, so I think Tireless Hauler is where I want to be. Although, maybe I could go with Augur of Autumn. If I got another power in play, then I could start playing off the top. That could be correct. Dawnheart Rejuvenator as well could give me life. I kind of like the idea of a 6/6 Vigilance, to be honest, most of all. And let's swing in and pump. Got to get this game closed out. There's a couple of hasty creatures that could swing back. I don't think any of them are 4/4s. That's kind of annoying. You can't block, though. Beginning of your upkeep, enchanted permanent's controller sacrifices a non-land permanent, then that player loses 1 life, and it gets attached to a creature that I can't kill. Well, let's just hope that I can get aggressive enough for it to not matter. I've got turns to do it. Why does this Heirloom Fiend not have anything good? I have to block here because they could have pump spells and the Nightbolt thing. And I'm actually just, like, presenting lethal here anyway. Swing with the team. Pump the wolf. Alright. Coming back, y'all. Coming back. Victory. So that's us 3-2 now. I did say I would be happy if I got the 3 wins, because it started off so badly that I'm happy it at least ended in, you know, a mediocre kind of way. This is 800 gems now for 6 14-card packs and 3 packs that I can open later that have wildcard potential. So it's pretty good value. Every single time I win, it's basically just a discount on what I've already paid for. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's not really a big loss to go 0-3, but I would rather not. I would rather keep chaining them together as many times as possible. The further I go into this draft environment by doing this, you know, the more cards, the further through the set I can go before I run out. So, yeah, I'd like to go 4 at least. So let's see if we can do it. Win or lose, gonna be happy, I think. So let's go. On the draw, no comment. Yeah, I mean, I've got an all black hand here. I'd like some green mana, but I don't need it just yet. I've got removal, I've got card draw here, I've got, you know, a little bit of aggression. So we're going to take this one. I think if we can play up the curve, we're not too upset about not being able to cast 1/2 of our deck that we don't have in hand. You know, I haven't really checked if any of this area is kind of like interactable. It's a door knocking sound. Oh. Did they turn up because I knocked on the wood? I don't know. But yeah, I have high hopes for this matchup. Touch wood. Join the dance. Make 2 1/1s. Okay. Play a 1/2 that blocks your 1/1s. Green-white humans is the archetype for Selesnya. Alright, pretty solid. We managed to dodge some stuff. Would I like to trade a 1/1 with my 1/2 that draws me a card? I'm trying to think why I would want to leave them alive. All the same. I guess I could have Might of the Old Ways eventually. That could get me some value. I certainly wouldn't want to use a Silver Bolt or a Defenestrate on them. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play Siege Zombie and pass. I think it's a bit too cute. Maybe when I've got green mana I can hold up and this might. Then we might talk. Though we'll say that the Siege Zombie trading 1-for-1 is okay. It's almost 1-for-1 anyway. It's like half the card of Join the Dance. Why isn't this instant speed? It should totally be instant speed. It's raise the alarm that's harder to cast. Although, does that make soldiers? I think it makes soldiers, right? A 3/1. If you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, it can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Okay. Well, a 3/1 seems like a creature number that I would like to get rid of. How would I like to do it? Through combat would be ideal, I suppose. I can always blow it up later anyway. I think I'm just trading a siege zombie off here. However they'd like to trade it, or not, is also fine. I'll just have the threat of the silver bolt at all times looming over them. That is wonderful. Yep. I mean, they're a deck that has, like, Coven as its mechanic. It wants different powered creatures on board, so to trade a card that I don't really care about all that much with a card they're likely to care about seems good. If they attack, it's going to be very suspicious. There is a +3/+3 and indestructible to humans card in the format. Alright, so now we have to question whether or not the Might of the Old Ways is worth doing. Or should I go with the Rejuvenator, because it opens up the Dreadhound? I think that's probably where I want to go. I can also maybe enable my own Coven by doing this line. It'll take a little bit of time, but the Rejuvenator, as a worst case, can, like, attack through these 1/1s easy enough. So we go up to 23. It died. Sure. Got a card out of them. I'll take it. Honestly, getting rid of that means that Dreadhound being a 6/6 is pretty nice. This is the gain life one. Ooh, clear shot. I kind of like attacking here with clear shot available, but they just don't block and then they attack me for 3, so it's a bit weird. For sure. Maybe I just pass then. This is the weirdest game so far. I'm loving that they're mana screwed. Feels like karmic justice for my previous games. So I could, like, clear shot the veteran, but then they get a 1/1 flyer out of it. It's not really the best target to be removing anyway. I just need something like an arrogant outlaw, for example. So here I could attack. I could pump if they block. I could play an outlaw afterwards. If they don't block, I get the arrogant outlaw's ETB ability. So let's give it a shot. Yes, okay. I got exactly what I wanted. 3/2 that drains, and I've got a pump spell so that I can almost certainly block everything I want. Silver Bolt is down, though. Rejuvenator, sure. Gain 4. Back up to 21. That could help them stabilize, for sure. And I can't kill it right now. I can play Dreadhound, though. We're going to want to be pushing through with that. So we mill. We did not hit any creatures, so no drain there, but they're at 21. I don't think little points here and there are really going to make that much of a difference. I do have Coven now as well. Got a 1/3 and a 6. Can even pump the Outlaw and still maintain Coven. Burly Breaker. That needs to die. Absolutely needs to die. It's got Ward 1. It is a werewolf as well, so Silverbolt's gonna be able to just straight up kill it for 4. That leaves me with Might of the Old Ways. Pay that, please. Take 1. And then, let's see. Definitely attacking here. Am I attacking with the Outlaw? I don't think I am, because the Rejuvenator just blocks. I guess I could get rid of the Rejuvenator with a Might of the Old Ways that replaces itself, leaving them with just 1/1s, and I have the Occultist back to block. Yeah, maybe it's okay then. I think if this wasn't a redraw, I probably wouldn't do it. Could just get chumps out of them as well. Chumps are always fine. Ooh, double block the Outlaw, please. Oh, baby. I'm totally fine with a double block. I'd like to get rid of the Lunarch Veteran mostly, but... okay. This works. So 5/4, draw a card. Augur's pretty nice. Since I do have Coven enabled, it's going to allow me to play creatures. They take 2 down to 19. We've only got some 1/1s. They can make 2 more 1/1s, though. Candlelit Cavalry. It gains Trample. That's fine. So we're going to go Augur. Got a land on top. Removal on top. We're going to Defenestrate the Cavalry. Make them take 1. And we're swinging with the full team here. I get to redraw if they double block the Occultist. I get to keep the Luminarch Veteran in play, so it's not a 1/1 flyer. Is that... yeah, maybe this Occultist isn't worth it for that. No, actually it is, because they'll probably double block the Outlaw. Nope. Lots of single blocks. Alright, take 1. Tokens do enter the graveyard, but then they just kind of disappear. So it does trigger Dreadhound. Candlelit Cavalry again. We have the removal for that. I do have to be careful about committing too much into this board state, because white does have a board wipe in this format, and it gets cheaper the more cards I play. So we've got this Hauler on top. I would like to swing like this. I think that's it. Double block can be punished and still allow me to play the Hauler. Single block is fine. Take 1 down to 14. I'm going to play the Hauler off the top, though. Ooh, and a land. That allows me to actually do it with Clear Shot or Defenestrate. I don't need to fire it off just yet, though. But that is very good. I guess if I fired it off on my turn, I'm giving them an option to do nothing, which would flip my Hauler, but I don't think there's a world where that happens. Beginning of combat, creatures get +1/+0 and do stuff if you've got Coven, yeah. And then Gavany Silversmith. See where they place the tokens. If they go after their 5/5, I will kill it. And take that value off of them. Cool. Alright. So Defenestrate the Cavalry. Gonna do that over Clear Shot, because Clear Shot has a pump in it. Awesome. That was actually disgustingly easy. And did what the deck was trying to do. So yeah, we're on to 4 wins now, something like that. Gotta be happy with that. I'm ecstatic, I believe was what I said I would be. So 1,400 gems, which means I paid 600 gems for 6 14-card packs plus 3 packs. It's really good value, considering they're worth 2,000. And then next, if I do this one, it's worth 400, and then it's completely free. I don't imagine I'll get to 6 wins, but it's been going well so far. I don't really want to jinx it. I'm going to touch some wood. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with a 4-3. I'm very happy with the 4-3. I would be over the moon, pun intended, with the 5-3 though. Let's go. All right, we're in, and we're on the play. The greatest thing that I've ever read in this game. We're going to keep this. It has cards. It's a playable hand on the play. Not much more you can say about it. Snarling Wolf, okay. Got a Defenestrate, nice. So the Wolf can play land and pump and swing for 3. You're on green-white. I can clear shot it next turn, though. Yeah, I don't think I'm ready to give my Occultist away just yet. I want to actually make them hit me for 3 like that. So I'm just going to clear shot it. Not the best thing to do in the early game, but I guess it gives us something to do with Dryad's Revival as well. And we get to attack him for 2. So, trading blows. Dawnheart Wardens. That would, in my eyes, I guess, be worth a Defenestrate. A 3/3. I don't know what the numbers are on powers for Coven in this format, but I imagine 3 is a pretty rare number to see. I've seen a lot of 1s and 2s in this format. Not so many 3s. Opponent passes, nice. This might mean they have the removal for 4 toughness, the white spell. This name escapes me, but might be the case. If I draw a land, I can sack a Cultist to get a 7/6 Menace out. So that's wonderful. Alright, so we're going to swing for 2. Play our Behemoth, sacking our Occultist. Hopefully just getting another land for Dreadhound. This card has really impressed me. We've got an Heirloom Mirror instead, though. The discard on that's not too much of a bad thing. Borrowed Time. Okay. Maybe we'll find an Outland Liberator for that. So don't have another option for it just yet. Let's go with the Dreadhound, though. Let's get our 6/6 in play. Opponent needs to answer our board, like, constantly. We milled a card, so they take 1. So I think as long as they're on the back foot with less mana than me, I'm going in a really nice direction. I would obviously hate to see another Borrowed Time, though. It's a Contortionist Troop. Only have 1 green mana. I'm going to get it with the Evolving Wilds, though. I could Defenestrate it by going this way and hitting our opponent for 7, 8 total. Yeah, I guess maybe that's a reasonable use of my time. Kill you. Hit you. Down to 4. So, lethal threat here. Puts them to 1 here. I'm wondering if I could do the clear shot on my Snarling Wolf if it came to it with the Dryad's Revival. I haven't done the math on that yet. But making our opponent do the math on this one right now. I'm just gonna swing in. The Shadow Beast sighting means that I can pump the Snarling Wolf if they do have a little answer here. So I've got a 3/1. They just die if they block the Dreadhound, though. Ah, a little bit of lifelink. Okay. So that'll keep him in the game. No point pumping if they're just going to kill it regardless. So game 5, take 8. We're going to 1. And they get a Spirit. If any creature dies, they die. So do I have a way of killing a creature? I can Dryad's Revival, get a Defenestrate. It doesn't hit the Spirit token, though, but I could hit my own creature with it. Guess I could take a clear shot. What about just a Midnight Ambush? That seems okay, though. -2, -2. I think it's just safer to take the Defenestrate, even though it doesn't hit the Spirit token. Play our Heirloom Mirror. And yeah, they're just going to have to keep gaining life here, because this Spirit Token can't block. Vigilance and at the beginning of your end step, create a human. I mean, sure. Now they're just dead on the stack, so let's swing in, see what they want to do. Say good game. By holding the Defenestrate, I basically allow myself, in response to them gaining a lifelink, killing my own creature, and then getting that 1 point in there, so I think it's safe to hold it rather than just, like, killing before I attack. Awesome! Awesome, 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 awesome! I'm getting happier as time goes on, I wonder why. We're at 5-2. Did not think this deck would get there after the start that we had, but I guess the start that we had was a lot of mana and colour screwing and just getting outdrawn by an aggressive green-white deck, actually, in the early game. So it's really nice to see that the green-white deck that beat us in the early game of this draft, anyway, has been destroyed twice over in the late half of this this draft. Yeah, truly awesome. We're at 1,600. If we win one more time, this draft was completely free. That would be amazing. I'm not going to hold my breath on that, though. Too many times have I gotten high hopes up for things going well, only to find out that I jinx it. So, yeah, I'm already happy with what we've got here. If we win, awesome. If we don't, awesome. Let's go. We play first. We have kind of a bad hand, but it's got good mana and a Defenestrate, and it makes a 4/4 if we get another land. So I think it's safe to keep. Though I am a little bit hesitant if our opponent's playing something really powerful. We did get our 4th land, so that is a 4/4 on turn 4, ready to go. Potentially a 7/6. I don't think I would sack a 4/4 though to get that out. Red-green. So this Singer can pump to become a 3/1 with First Strike. That is annoying. I'm not going to be playing the Heirloom Mirror. This thing's disappointed me. It's kind of good when you're, like, proper screwed. I want to see if they tap out here. If they do, I might actually kill it. Yeah. I'll take a card to skip their draw, their entire turn. Got a Silver Bolt of our own. Nice. Let's make it 4/4. It's Bigfoot. Ugh, I hate you. But guess what? I have an answer. We are going to swing first, see what they want to do. Then going to play our Silver Bolt. And I'm pretty sure we're just going to kill it immediately. I could wait until they pump. I don't know about protection spells. Whether or not they exist. Is there a hexproof option? I don't know. They're not likely to pump with Silver Bolt in play though, but maybe they don't understand what the card does, so I'll give that a shot. They could also go down a line where they try not to play anything in order to flip it. That's also a line I'm happy to let them take. To hit me for 3 though, I think it's worth a risk. So if they just pass, we Silver Bolt it, and they get nothing from it. I don't get much out of my next turn though, in theory, but now they kind of have to play something, and then I get to find out whether or not there's a better target for this bolt. Alright, it's dead. It's a pretty powerful card, to be fair, so there isn't necessarily going to be too many options for them that I care about. I do want to get back into Daybound, though, so I'm going to probably play... This is a beast. Need a little bit more than that, my friend. I guess I'm playing Heirloom Mirror. Discarding Might of the Old Ways, because they don't seem to have a shock. And then I can Dryad's Revival, get a Defenestrate. Right? Or I could get the Shadow Beast sighting for another 4/4. I think removal, though, is really where I want to be, because I already have a 7/6 here. And I technically also just have another 4/4 there anyway. With the flashback. It's the power of flashback. So either that Silver Bolt is them thinking this is a werewolf when it's actually a beast, or they're actually, like, just over it. I'd be happy if they were over it, because I would get this draft for free. Free drafts are always nice. Candle Guide. Alright, so that hits a card from my graveyard. Gonna go after my 4/4. And scoops it up. We've got ourselves a free draft, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. I'll take it. I don't know why they scooped that early, but we don't question it when we get free drafts on this channel. It seems like just a bad idea in general, so... Yep, 2,000 gems in, 2,000 gems out, 3 packs and 6 14-card packs. That's why I do the limited pool to gain my collection in the early stages of a set release, because sometimes you can just not invest anything and get loads of value from it. Free things. Alright, so we're now 6-2. If we win, we profit 200 gems. It's really not that big of a deal. It's just better, slightly better upside. And... I like slightly better upside. Let's see if we can get 200 gems in profit. I guess it makes up for the 0-3 I had earlier today, so... Yeah, I'll take those 200 gems. They'll make me happy. Let's go. Alright, on the play. Such a good sign. We've got Siege Zombie, and that's really about it after that. I guess we can play the Heirloom Mirror to try and hit our land drops as well. I'm going to take this hand. I mean, I don't think there's a good reason to mull it. The format hasn't been, like, terribly fast to the point where I'm like, I need my land drops all the way on curve. It's probably a little bit of a bad habit from Constructed, where, you know, every single turn you need to make your land drops until you get to, like, 5 mana. There's a Delver of Secrets. Mask of Grizzlebrand for us. Alright, so we're going to play our Siege Zombie. Let's see if Delver flips. Need a lot of instant and sorceries in their deck to really have a good chance of that happening, and the card they drew was not an instant or sorcery. I would have expected them to be in blue-red, to be honest. Upkeep, mill a card. Then, if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, this is a combo. Beginning of your upkeep, look at the card. If you don't like it, you order this one first to look at it. If you don't like it, the Sprout mills it. Gonna need to deal with that soon. But we did miss our land drop, so... Yeah, they liked it on top to mill. They passed, though. Got our land. This is only sorcery speed. It's probably worth firing off. We'll go down Arrogant Outlaw, I think. There we go. Silver Moon Bolt. Milled over a land, unfortunately. I would have liked that. So, upkeep. They like to mill it. It's another land. Maybe it's not working out for them. I don't know. I know, they had a land in hand. 2-2, that makes another 2-2. I'm gonna go green sauce here in case we get our Augur of Autumn. Shadow Beast Sighting. So I could Silver Bolt the Abomination. Don't really care about that yet, though. I think I would much rather try and get Tireless Hauler down sooner rather than later. Let's get our double black for the Mask of Grizzlebrand as well. Pass the turn. Top card is... a land. This needs to be, like, creatures, right? To flip. 3 or more creature cards in the graveyard. They've basically so far only milled over lands, so not going well for them. Primal Adversary with no counters. This card's going to die, so I'm not going to trade with it. It's a pretty funny animation. It triggers for every single token, though, so you could be here for like 10 minutes. Is this only werewolf? It's only werewolf. I am just going to play a 4-5, though. 4-5 with Vigilance. It's right through the adversary. If they don't play anything, I get 6-6 with Vigilance. A land would be nice if I could equip the mask onto the Tireless Hauler. So come on, land. Might of the Old Ways. Well, Heirloom Mirror doesn't allow me to do my thing anymore. Let's go Mask of Grizzlebrand. Let's get in with the Hauler. I can do Might of the Old Ways. Apparently that Death Sprout is not doing them any favors. It's worth a block. Alright. I could get this flipped on next turn. But it gets my Might of the Old Ways discarded. I think that's fine. Augur of Autumn, okay. No flip, no flip, no flip. One time, they liked it. You don't get to mill it, right? No, you just get to look at it. Ominous Roost. This thing can only block creatures with flying. Going down to 8. We got our land. Alright, so I think it's going to be... This is equip 3. So it's going to be Augur first to try and hit a land off the top of our deck. We did not. So we play our land. We equip our Tireless Hauler, which is now a 4-5 Vigilant lifelinking attacker, to make up for all the Abomination attacks so far. And keep them from hitting us again. Pass the turn. We do have a tap 3, each opponent loses 1 life. On end step, we need to remember. Still no Delver flip. Delver's so unplayable in this format. It's kind of funny. Alright, so... Tap, tap, tap. Play a land off the top. If I played this, I would... No, I wouldn't have the mana for it. I could play this, and then I've got Coven activated. I could also get the Heirloom Mirror going. If I do nothing, I get a 6-6. It's kind of what I'm thinking. I suppose with Silver Bolt... Can they even... They can't even block me in a good way. So they can triple block and I can bolt one of the 2/2s. So they've basically just got a chump block here. Or nothing at all. If I just take my turn to do nothing at all, maybe like flip Heirloom Mirror, and that's it, then I get a 6-6 and they have to play 2 spells to get it back. And then a 6-6 is certainly not a problem to attack with. Alternatively, I can go with the Behemoth, pay its mana. Yeah, be 1 land short on that. But then flip the mirror that way, I suppose. When you cast a spell from your graveyard, you get a 1/1. Opponent is very upset that my cards are better than theirs, I think. It seems to be the case. We're in a really good spot. Really, really good spot. We got all of our good rares. Opponent did get an adversary, but this thing's only as good as its additional costs, right? So 3 mana 4/3 trample. I guess that on its own is fine, but if you pay 2, you can put that many counters on it to make it bigger, and then some of your lands also become 3/3s with haste. So it's a pretty good card with scaling for sure. Your opponent suddenly, when they're losing, have disconnected. I see that a lot. No coincidences there, right? Alright, looks like we're just going to hit them for 4. Sweet. Gain 4. Pay 1. I'm going to get rid of probably this Rejuvenator. It's not helping Coven. And that gives me the 4/4 there. If I play nothing, I get my 6/6. I can do that by, you know, just holding up in Silver Bolt here. Really don't care about Delver flipping anymore. Not that it will, because our opponent has long since disappeared. So it looks like I'm getting my 200 gems. I mean, if my opponent comes back, I'm going to feel bad about doing my early game wrap-up, but I don't think they're coming back. I'm going to say that I was very surprised that this draft of all things got 7 wins. I mean, I liked it when I built it, but at the same time, after it had lost so many times early on, I'd kind of lost faith in it and thought, maybe I weirdly valued this deck. But no, it's pretty solid. I mean, Mask of Grizzlebrand on big old duders like this Tyler's Hauler. We're going to call him Greg for the sake of this conversation. So when Greg gets his Grizzlebrand on, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And then he becomes Gregory as a 6/6 Vigilance. And this thing's just an absolute beating. There was that other werewolf that gets Ward 3 and becomes like an 8/7 or something like that. That would definitely have been very welcome in our deck. But we didn't get it. We didn't need it. We got our full 7 and 2 here. It's crazy stuff. I think, was it around... It was around here, wasn't it, where I was like, hey, this might be short. You should check the timestamp. I bet it's really short. And then we've just kind of won all the way up. Getting 2,200 gems, so we profited 200. As long as you don't think about the 2,000 that I invested in and went 0-3 in anyway. And then we got our 3 packs that we can open later on. And yeah, pretty good. Game can't wait to get rid of me, apparently. Very happy with that turnout. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this in the future. Probably going to come back with another sealed draft. I'll be likely streaming it tonight if this video goes out on time. So yeah, make sure to click on the link in the description below to my Twitch channel. Hit that follow button to get notifications when I go live. Otherwise, I might be live already. Who knows? I don't know when I'm actually going to be able to upload this video. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed. And if you have, take care. And hopefully you have a great rest of your day.